Okay, now I put the ammonia thioglycolic acid all over it. I covered it with one bottle. I'm going to take and always change your cotton. If you don't, you're going to burn the scalp. You're going to burn around the face. Okay, you got to change it. Cost you a little more, go ahead and do it. Let's put some fresh cotton on this thing. Keep it off over. I told one girl, I said, hey, you getting ready to burn that woman's face. And she did. She didn't change the cotton. You got to change it. Got to change it. Okay. We're able to cover it real good with one perm. So, let's get this plastic cape on it. We're going to let it process 20 minutes. Okay, one of the most important things I'm going to teach you right now is how to keep the people from being wet. Put your cape up. Let them hold their cape tight. It's up to them to hold the cape real tight. Lean up just a little bit, please, ma'am. Let's let you back in the sink. Let the thing lay back in the sink. Hold this real snug here. If you hold this real snug, you're not going to get wet. I'm going to rinse this a full 5 minutes with warm water. We're going to dry it out good. I'm going to let it dry while I cut a flat top in here. And we're going to go back and make sure it's wrapped, dried good with double wrap paper towels. Thank you. Okay, folks, I've rinsed it real good about 5 minutes. And I'm going to take it on. We're going to dry some moisture out of this hair before we put the neutralizer on. If we want this perm to take, we got to get the moisture out of it before we try to put it in. If you don't, it's going to run off on the floor and it's not going to take. It's not going to be a good perm. And take a double wrap paper towel, go over it, get that moisture out of it. You can let it sit and dry. If you want to, you can set it. You could do a little bit of it with a blow dryer. Not going to hurt it. Get that moisture out of it. If you don't get the moisture out, you're not going to have a good looking perm. It's not going to look right. I saw a lady doing one time. She just rinsed it real good and just cut the top on the neutralizer and poured it on it, and it run off in the floor. And I said, that perm ain't going to take. She did 2 perms like that. And I knew she wasn't going to have any success with them. And you got to get that moisture out. It's more than just taking money off of people. You know, if you don't do it right, they're not going to come back. By giving them a good service for their money. But I guarantee you, if you get the moisture out before you put the moisture in, it's going to work. It's going to take. I'm going to do a little more off the camera now. We've neutralized this thing a full 5 minutes. We got the moisture out before we put the neutralizer in it. I'm going to come in and take it out now. See what kind of curl we have. What I like to do is take the papers off in the left hand and the rods off in the right. You'll save yourself some time when you're going back and cleaning up. Just go ahead and get your papers off in your left hand to start with. See what kind of curl we have on this perm now. It's going to be there and it's going to last. I'll probably go over the ends in case I have a few fish hooks. I don't know. Play with this thing, show you what we've got here. Keep in mind, I haven't done a whole perm like in 7 years. Look how fast I'm able to do this. You never forget how to do it. I've helped my sister roll a few. I've been so busy just cutting hair. That's what I really enjoy doing. But I'm good at doing the perms. And you know, the economy going off different on Mondays and Tuesdays. I may do a few more of them if people want them. It's not hard to do. Let's see what kind of curl we can get. Like I say, take your papers off in your left hand, your rods off in your right, then you got no problems with it. Clean it up. But if you do, and this neutralizer too, don't leave it on too long. Don't leave it on much longer than what it says to do, because it'll burn the hair too. So people don't realize that it actually causes trouble with the hair also. You want to go by the rules of that perm, particular perm that you're using. You see what we got here. Turn out real decent. feel like these things will come back with a vengeance again before it's over with. Perms will. I don't think hair color's been installed a little more, I think, than maybe perms have, but I think they'll come back in style again with a vengeance before it's over with. I know she'll be pleased with this perm. It's turned out really good. Like I said, I'm gonna rinse this about a full 5 minutes in kind of lukewarm water, not a little bit more than cool water. It's gonna be warm water. We're gonna get the scent out of this perm that way. If you rinse it in super hot water, you're gonna leave the scent in the hair. It's gonna lock the scent. You probably cut haircuts and smelled the perms in them. People didn't rinse the perm good. You know, what's the use of spending all that time getting a perm in there and then leaving the scent in it, or not rinsing it good, or not drying it good and putting the neutralizer in, or the fixative in there. You're wasting your time to do a good roll-up if you're not going to take your time on the other. So, I actually went back over this when I dried it with a double paper towel. I took my blow dryer and went back over it with a blow dryer and just kept drying it where it would take the solution when I put it in. And so I'm having no problem with this perm. It's turned out great. When I got back in the haircut business, it was a necessity, and you're about to do everything to make a living when you first start. Now, after I got so many clients lined up with cutting the hair, I didn't have to do as many perms. I just kind of basically quit. But now I think the economy slowed down some slightly. A lot of people are just shaving the hair at home, buzzing the hair, and probably go back to doing a lot more of these. I know one of my nieces couldn't stand to do these. I trained her for barber and she didn't want to do a perm. My sister really did good with them. She did a lot of them. Having trouble getting her back to work now for some reason. So that's the way that is. And I'm going to go back here and work this neutralizer through this thing again. You can see what kind of curl we got here. This thing turned out to be something. I'm going to rinse it out and I'll get back with you. Thank you. Okay, there's 3 basic processes. Let's be the fixative or not fixative, but the ammonia thiogalactic acid. Processing, neutralizing, and conditioning. That's 3 basic parts you want to do with a perm. So you can see what this thing turned out like. I don't do a lot of conditioning right after one though. A few days you can, but like I say, this is no need conditioning. I just use a little gel on it. Look how good this thing turned out. Just a nice curly type perms you can kind of wear loose and enjoy it right through Christmas. And I just went back over it, trimmed it. If there's any fish hooks on it, and you can see that this thing turned out pretty doggone good. I'm well pleased with this perm. Like I said, it took me a couple hours and a half. I had to cut a flat top in between time. But you can see how good it turned out. And it's going to be fine for Christmas. So that 3 basic process, neutralize, conditioning. Go back over it. Strip it to start with. Get it clean first. Get it real clean. Get all the hairspray, build up everything up, roll it up. Get your moisture out of it before you put the ammonia thioacid acid in it. If you do that, then it's going to rinse it good 5 minutes. Lukewarm water, a little bit more than lukewarm, not hot water, kind of cool water. Dry it off afterwards. Using double paper towels, you can actually take a blow dryer and go over it some. Get the moisture out, put the neutralizer in. Leave it the full 5 minutes. Take it off. Don't leave it much longer than 5 minutes. So if you do, you could have a burn on that end. Rinse it a full 5 minutes again. Trim your ends again, or trim the haircut, whatever you want to do. Basically, I cut it the other day, so I didn't do much to it. Just got the little ends off of it. Processing, neutralizing, conditioning. So you come out with a good perm. Thanks for watching. I'm Michael Ryan Caster. We appreciate you watching. Thank you.